Hey, Hunter? What's up, Smithy? I don't know what I did. What do you mean? Something happened to your weapon. Not my weapon? Did you break it? Well, yes, but not in a bad way. I made it stronger. You, did? Yeah, but I don't know how I did it. I will not be complaining about this. Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, Title Update 4 is just released for Monster Hunter Rise's Sunbreak expansion, and oh boy, is it a surprisingly meaty one. Not only did we get a brand new monster to the game, the first time that a Title Update for Sunbreak hasn't been a variation of a monster that's already in Sunbreak, not only is that monster also an Elder Dragon, but we also got a new Risen Elder Dragon beside that, and both of their armor sets are hilariously good for different purposes, changing the way that we build sets quite drastically. But on top of that, we also got a whole new type of quest that you may not have even noticed that actually has significant changes to the monster inside. We got new monsters for the Anomaly investigation system, and all of those things together have given us 12 new decorations to use in builds as well. That's right, you heard that, 12. That is an insane amount. And of course there's also changes to the weapon augment system and the armor augment system, and I would be remiss not to mention the new hunter loadout system in the item box as well, letting you tie an equipment set, an item set, and a layered armor set all together so that you can swap it all at once, which is just a nice little quality of life feature. So, all that said, let's dive deeply into this update, all the new important stuff that you can get, the things that you can do, and how you can acquire these activities and rewards. First up, of course, are the title update monsters themselves. These are simply unlocked through conversation with NPCs when you enter Elgato for the first time after the update is installed. Easy enough. They unlock their armor sets once you've completed them, which we've gone over in greater detail in other videos, but each one also unlocks some decorations, which I'll go over in a moment when I round up all the decorations that have been added. On top of this, there's a quest that you can do immediately on your quest board that you probably won't even notice right at the start. It's called Hazard the Hazy Shadow. You may think this is just another one of the advanced type quests, the quests that just beef up the monster's health and attack to make them more threatening to hunters with endgame gear, and well, yes, this quest does have those statistical changes, but it also has something far more interesting. Actual, genuine moveset changes. Yes, the Hazard quest actually changes the moveset of Lucent Nargacuga from the one that we're all aware of by this point. It mostly just changes combos, but there are also some pattern changes to the poison spikes too. It can do the poison line creation back to back on separate angles, it can do the tail slam as a triple combo, and the invisible backflip attack has been changed to have a ton of jumpiness to it that just makes it really awesome to look at. There are probably even more changes to this monster in this quest that I didn't notice my first time hunting it, but this part is just to tell you, hey, this exists and it's really worth doing because it is a genuinely different fight. And it's awesome to see the devs add a moveset changing quest to the game for the first time since basically the Arch-Tempered's happened in Iceborne. It doesn't give any special rewards for defeating it, it doesn't unlock anything new, but this one is all about the thrill of the hunt.
I really love hunting.
Then, before we get into all the changes to the Afflicted system and the rewards for that, let's have a nice chat about Qurios Augmenting, because that has seen a massive change in this update, at least in its potency. First up, for armor, the list of skills that can be crafted has once again been updated, and it now includes things like Mail of Hellfire, which is incredible even with just one rank, Dragon Heart, Strife, Intrepid Heart, Powder Mantle from Risen Teostra, and Wind Mantle from Risen Kashala Deora. The number of skills that you can't curio craft onto armor is growing incredibly low, which makes our armor sets just that much more ridiculously customizable in the best of ways. On top of this, there is also a new slot upgrade available. Before, the maximum amount of slots that could be upgraded on an armor piece was +3, which was essentially +1 slot level for each of the slots on the armor. But now in Title Update 4, it seems that this was upgraded to a possibility for +4 to slots, thanks to this screenshot from Buttscab8 on Reddit, but also no thanks for making me say Buttscab. But in this picture, we can clearly see a slots +4 upgrade applied, which is of course incredibly strong on the right armor pieces. With that then, let's talk about the weapons, because this is where things get fun. In Title Update 4, they actually completely revamped the concept of the system just a little bit, and now for every augment slot that you upgrade on a weapon that you unlock, it will get some sort of bonus just absolutely free, even if you don't actually equip any of the augments. If you've looked at your weapons after the title update and been confused because you've seen all these weird numbers, don't worry, I've worked out the system and will explain it as concisely as I possibly can. Every weapon in the game gets an effect for every curio slot upgrade after the first one. For the most part, this system is easy to break down, as confusing as it looks. The first slot unlocked will do nothing, the boosts start from the second onwards. The second augmentation slot will always give an attack bonus. For the vast majority of weapons, this is a straight up +5, though for some it will be slightly different. For example, light bowguns get +2 instead. For melee weapons, if your weapon is either raw or status-based, the third slot upgrade will be attack as well. For most weapon types, this is +5. It should match whatever your first attack bonus was. For element-based weapons, the third upgrade is an element boost, +6 for most weapon types. Then the fourth slot upgrade is the same bonus to every melee weapon at a big attack boost, with most weapons getting +10 specifically. The fifth slot is also the same for every melee weapon, being 1 level of sharpness upgrade or +10 hits of sharpness on your weapon. Then the final slot upgrade changes once again, with raw and status weapons getting another big attack bonus, which again for most weapons is +10, and element weapons getting a big element bonus, for which for most weapons is +12. Ranged weapons work a little bit differently, simply getting an attack bonus on every other slot upgrade and nothing else. Put simply, at slot level 2, 4, and 6, each of the ranged weapons will get a bit of an attack upgrade. They definitely benefit much less than the melee weapons do from this, but that's just sort of how it is. As a result, every weapon in the game has just gotten a pretty fair amount stronger, though, with the majority of raw and status melee weapons now having +30 attack and 10 hits of bonus sharpness for free that they didn't have in the last update, and the majority of element melee weapons getting +15 raw, +18 element, and +10 hits of sharpness for free as well. There are of course some that are a bit out of line with those numbers, but those are the average numbers across most of the weapons. No matter what, you cannot deny that this is just an outright buff to every single hunter and every single build that exists just for free, just because why not? Then finally, let's talk about the anomaly quests and monsters held within. In case you don't know and are wondering, here is the full list of anomaly 8-star monsters and quests. We have Chaotic Gore Magala, Risen Chameleos, Risen Kashala Deora, and Risen Teostra. Just these 4, but an impactful 4 without a doubt, as they all hit like a truck. These monsters can all start to show up in anomaly investigations as low as level 111, so you don't have to be ridiculously high up to just see them in the first place. But if you want the dedicated quest for each of them, you have to reach anomaly research level 211. This is when Bahari will tell you about their existence properly and give you access to these quests. The new anomaly research cap is 220, so much less to do than the last update on that front, and you don't get any specific hidden rewards for reaching this cap, so there's no need to rush outside of getting the A8 quests themselves or the specific decorations. As far as the rewards in general though, let's talk about all of these insane amount of decorations that you can get from Title Update 4 and what you have to do to unlock each one.
I like shiny things.
First up then, we have the Chain Plus Jewel, a 4 slot for 2 levels of the burst skill, which is of course insanely useful as this is a great skill. This unlocks with the Risen Dragonbone Plus material, which is a reward for doing anomaly level 201 plus Risen Elder Dragon investigations. Then we have the Potential Plus Jewel, which is a 4 slot for 2 ranks of heroics, and we also have the Trigger Jewel, which is a 3 slot for 1 rank of status trigger. These both unlock with the Risen Dragonbone material, which is a reward for doing the Risen Elder Dragon investigations before anomaly level 201, though you can also get them from higher level versions of course. After that is the Counterattack Plus Jewel, a 4 slot decoration for 2 levels of counterattack, and this unlocks with the Afflicted Dire Darkblood material, which comes from doing any of Chaotic Gore Magala, Seething Basil Geese, or Flaming Espinasse at anomaly investigation level 201 or higher. This also unlocks the Intrepid Jewel, a 1 slot for 1 rank of the Intrepid Heart skill. Then we have the Foray Jewel Plus for a 4 slot with 2 levels of Foray on it, and this unlocks from 2 separate new materials, the Afflicted Dire Hardfang and the Afflicted Dire Fellwing. The Dire Hardfang comes from either of Afflicted Scorned Magnamalo or Furious Rajang when done at investigation level 201 or higher, and the Dire Fellwing comes from either of Afflicted Gold Rathian or Silver Rathalos when done at investigation level 201 or higher. After that is the Backstab Jewel Plus, a 4 slot decoration for 2 levels of sneak attack, which unlocks from the Afflicted Dire Hardfang. Then the Hard Cornerstone Jewel, a 4 slot with 3 ranks of Defiance on it, which unlocks with the Afflicted Dire Fellwing material. After that, we move on to the decorations from the title update monsters themselves, and defeating Risen Crimson Glow Valstrax will unlock the Element Exploit Plus Jewel, a 4 slot for 2 ranks of Element Exploit, as well as the Dragon Spirit Jewel, a 4 slot for 1 rank of Dragonheart. Defeating Velkhana will unlock 2 more decorations, the Fur Plus Jewel for a 4 slot with 2 ranks of Resentment, and also the Embolden Jewel for a 2 slot that gives you 1 level of Embolden. And that's everything. All of the new things shoved into this update, the new changes, the new activities, the new rewards, and new things to just sort of aim towards. And of course, the overhaul to the augment system that just makes every single hunter stronger, just for fun. I hope you enjoyed this roundup of Title Update 4, and I hope you have fun hunts ahead of you all. Like if you liked the video, subscribe and the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.